different kinds of shoes. These cuffs are for using hard glues, Equilox or acrylic glue. The holes hold the shoe on. The tabs work with super glue. They do not work with the hard glues. The Octos come with the tabs already on, or you can weld the tabs on by melting plastic to plastic. They come in a strip. I like the black ones rather than the harder clear ones. And you have to use a heat gun with a 5mm reducer, and you melt the plastic to the plastic. However, I have a high failure rate. You have to have a clean, dry, oil-free surface and a large, firm metal surface to press them against. Otherwise, they don't set very well. The glues I use are Equilox. This is my favorite. It's very expensive for the large tube, but because you can close it, you can use a little bit out of time, and I've had a tube sit and still remain usable if kept at a steady temperature for over a year. The super fast dries hard and fast. This is an acrylic glue. It does not hold the surfaces together as well. I use this mostly to add heels or to fill in cracks or to change the shape of the shoe. And I use it with the other glues between the shoe and the hoof sometimes. VetTech also has pad material. You put this between your pad and the hoof to help prevent thrush. This is my favorite one. It's not too hard and not too soft. It's cheaper than the DIM, the dental impression material that you can use under shoes. This super glue will not set on hooves. I do not know why. Loctite super glue, plain cyanoacrylate, is the glue that works best. This is supposedly the exact same product. For some reason, I do not get as good a set with it as I do with the Loctite, but it is more affordable because you get more for the same money. You can use Meter Appel hardener, or you can use the Insta Set from the Easy, I think it's Easy Shoe brand, Easy Care. I have not had good results with this. I had better results with the Meter Appel. I am out of the hardener, but this is what the glue looks like. The problem with the large tub of glue is the tip hardens, and so you have to use a Q-tip to get it out. So I use this when I need to apply to a large surface rather than squirting it directly on the hoof. These are the tips for the acrylic, the VetTech products. For the large tubes, the VetTech products. These are the tips for the Equilox glue. This is the applicator gun for the VetTech products in the large tube. And this is the applicator gun for the Equilox. If you get the small Equilox, you have to get the little black plastic tube that converts. It's like the back end of the tube, but it's half size. So you put your tube in the front, and your stubby goes here, and then you put the converter here so that it will push all the way out. For my prep kit, I have gloves. Oils from your skin are the single factor that's going to most inhibit your super glue from setting to the hoof, which is weird because super glue loves to stick to your fingers, but it'll make the plastic not stick to the hoof. This cleaner is magic. It's amazeballs. It doesn't leave any residue. So after you grind and smooth the wall to prep it, you spray it with this while you're wearing your gloves, and then you apply with the gloves on so that you have no oils or grease on the hoof. I also have a caulking gun. I did try some brands that use a regular caulking tube, much more affordable, but I couldn't get them to work. So, lastly is hoof cast. I use this a lot for Friday. This is the brand that works best. The other brands, like this one, you have to use a separate glue. So it's useful, but less useful than the one that has its own glue, like the Sleipnir. And you can cast around the shoe, and it comes off kind of like this, so it makes a boot. You can see how I had the glue inside there, and then when I pried it off, the whole thing came off. You can also fasten these hooks to the bottom of the shoe so that you can fasten the shoe with the cast alone to the hoof. With Friday, with his very unstable foot, I use all three. I'll put one of these on the heel of each shoe, and I will glue the shoe on. Sometimes I'll put one nail in the toe, and then cast it around the heel, so I only have to put one set of nails in, and it'll hold.